Joe Mauer and the Twins are in a good spot as they head into their final 19 games. We look at the wild card standings. Yankees hold the top spot. Twins hold the second spot. 1 up on the Angels, 2 on Texas and Kansas City. They're being led by this guy, Byron Buxton, on a late season tear. .330. He's batting in his last 30 games. Will Myers, dangerous though for the Padres. 4-game hit streak. 7 for 16 within those 4 games with 3 home runs along the way. As Minnesota and San Diego get ready for a quick 2-game interleague series tonight in steamy Minneapolis. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. There is a buzz in the air as we head down the stretch for this Major League Baseball season. Welcome inside Target Field. An important series for the Minnesota Twins. You get the feeling if they're going to be a playoff team, these are 2 games they have to find a way to win. Let's take a look at the series setup. We'll start with how happy the Twins have been finally here at Target Field. 11-4 through their last 15 games here in this ballpark. Scoring over 7 runs a game. That flies in the face of an overall record at 35-37 for the season. They've had no problem with the San Diego Padres in their last 12 meetings. The Twins have taken 10 of those games. The Twins are 11-7 this year in interleague play. These teams split 2 games in early August out in San Diego. And the offense for the Padres has been struggling. Just 3.86 runs per game. That's last in the bigs. They're good at home, 39-35, but they are bad away from home. 26-44 away from San Diego. Big series and a big spot for this guy, Kyle Gibson, going for another big start. Up next, Dick Kramer, Bert Blather, of what he needs to do to be successful one more time against the Padres.
Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Toyota. Tested, trusted, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Ram. Go ahead, test our strength now during the Ram Power Days.
Working a 1-2-3 first inning, and Gibson comes out sharp.
And they
The Twins' playoff push has been buoyed by a resurgent Kyle Gibson. He's been really, really good. He's been Minnesota's best starting pitcher over the last several weeks, and he'll make the start tonight. The Twins saw Travis Wood as a reliever and starter for the Kansas City Royals, and tonight they'll see him as a starter for the San Diego Padres. Opening game of the homestand, beautiful weather. Seems like summertime out here at Target Field. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven, and there's no question that the team that gets through this battle for a wild card spot will be the team that gets the best and most consistent starting pitching. And who would have thought that here we are in the middle of September, and the most consistent starting pitcher the Twins have had has been Kyle Gibson.
Well, you know what, there's 19 games left, and what you want is quality starts, and that's exactly what Kyle Gibson has given the Twins the last 4 starts. All quality starts, 3-0, very good ERA. Why? Because of the bottom right there. Pitches per inning, only 14.1 over his last 4 starts. His 3 prior starts, almost 21 innings, meaning he didn't average 5 innings a start. He's in a good groove right now. Hopefully he'll continue.
6 games on this homestand. The Twins need another good one, another 4-2, maybe even a 5-1 homestand. Gibson will try to get the Twins started on the right foot tonight. The end of the regular season continues to draw closer with only 19 games remaining. 9 of those will be played on their home field, where the Twins have created an advantage, winning 11 of their last 15 games. Tonight, it'll all begin with a starting pitcher who has been lights out in his last 4 starts. The homestand begins with interleague play against the Padres on Fox Sports North. And it is the last interleague series for the Minnesota Twins, who've gone 11-7 against National League teams. Brian Dozier and the Twins take the field with 19 games left. The Twins have a 1-game lead over the Angels in the wild card race for the 2nd wild card spot, and it has been a 2nd win for the Twins. 22-13 since the early part of August. Andy Green, manager of the Padres, has seen his team play pretty well at home, not so much on the road. Here's the Menards batting order for the Padres, who took 1 of 2 from the Twins in San Diego. Manuel Margot leading off. Carlos Asuaje hitting 2nd. Yangervis Solarte, Will Myers, Corey Spangenberg, Jabari Blash, Eric Ibar, Matt Caesar, and Austin Hedges.
And it will be Kyle Gibson, 6'6", 215, 29-year-old, making his 26th start, his first career start against the San Diego Padres. He's faced only 3 hitters on that Padre ball club. So hopefully get ahead in the count and make it happen.
Margot fouls the first pitch away, so he's ahead of the count, 0-1. Margot, Asuaje, and Solarte. Padres are 17-20 since the Twins saw them in San Diego at the beginning of August. Been holding their own. They, you know, for a young team, they've kind of found a little something that they can take forward into next year. Guys getting a lot of experience.
Yeah, the average age of the ball club probably 26, 27 years old. You got some young, talented kids that the Padres are going to look at.
And they're 6-5 in September. So yeah, as I think the guys in the pregame show detailed, they're not must-win games, but they are winnable games. They should-win games. Twins have a lot to play for, and the Padres not so much. 2 strikes.
You know, it's funny you say that only because, you know, sometimes when I was with the Indians, even though you go into September, you know you're not going to postseason. We had a lot of guys. I mean, you look at this Padre ball club, they're trying to get ready for next year. They want to make an impression with their ball club and their manager that, hey, I belong here. So, yeah, they're fighting for a job. They want to beat the Twins, too.
Popped up. Coming back is Castro. So rarely here do you see a foul out to the catcher. Not much room.
Not much room at all. Not like Oakland.
It's about the same amount of room behind home plate as there was at the Metrodome. And we didn't see many foul outs to the catcher either. Just a very important one that ended Game 6 of the '87 World Series. 1-2 to Margot.
Margot in his second season with the Padres.
And another foul.
He's 22 years old. He got traded to the Padres from the Boston Red Sox in the Craig Kimbrell trade back in the winter of 2015.
Soft liner, and Polanco glides under the outfield grass to make the catch, 1 away. Finally, Margot's put away for the first out. Northland Ford defense for the Twins with a left-hander going for the Padres. That means Max Kepler's out of the lineup and Eddie Rosario's in right. Byron Buxton in center. A-Ray Adrianza in left. Escobar, Polanco, Dozier, Bauer, the infielders. Castro back behind the plate. Become kind of a fixture for the Twins when a left-hander is starting. Rosario switching to right field, and Adrianza, another right-handed bat, in his case a switch hitter, in the lineup for Kepler. Fastball is up to Carlos Asuaje.
Asuaje in his second season with the Padres. A lot of these Padre players getting traded from other organizations. He also came in the Craig Kimbrell trade from the Boston Red Sox.
Foul back.
There's only maybe a handful of Padres that actually signed with them that are on the roster.
So it's not a direct parallel to where the Twins were maybe a couple of years ago, trying to bring up young guys, because so many of these players came from other organizations. 1-1. But you have to remember, this Padre organization has had a rather abrupt about face in the last few years. They were trying to be a contender through free agency. They signed James Shields, Matt Kemp, and you know, that didn't work. So they've decided to go this route. 1-2. Missed inside 2-2.
Well, he laid off that slider down and in. As you mentioned, and we've mentioned, Kyle Gibson coming off a very solid start in his last start against the Kansas City Royals. 7 innings, only 2 runs allowed, 1 walk, but he did not have a strikeout.
Got him on the inside corner. That 4-seamer.
I mentioned that only because he needed a strikeout.
Good pitch to clip the corner, 2 down.
Watch where it starts and where it ends. He's got a little bit of a, almost like a 2-seamer. Looked like it came back just a little bit, not much. Yeah, more of the 4-seamer, 94. But it did have a little movement on it, so Gibson gets a strikeout.
Dozen pitches, 9 strikes. We've seen that a lot from Gibson, a much higher strike percentage than in the first 4 months of the season. 2 down, and here is Yangervis Solarte, the designated hitter. Crack foul, 1 strike. Solarte, an infielder by trade. Might see him in the infield in the finale tomorrow. Good numbers. One strike from Gibson. Busted his bat, and Polanco has no catch to make, with Solarte flaring one directly over his head for a 2-out single.
Well, Solarte spent some time with the Yankees. Fought it off right here from Venezuela. Solarte, 30 years old. Ball a little bit over the plate, but Solarte, you can see the bat break. Gets a base hit.
Spent 6 years in the Twins organization. And now the cleanup batter, Will Myers. Myers, as we showed you in the pregame, I think, been swinging it pretty good as of late. He's their top power threat with 27 home runs. Down and away, ball one. .509 at bats and 162 strikeouts for Myers, but as you can see, he's been swinging it pretty good in September.
Well, he's one guy that the Padres are hoping to build around. Signed a long-term contract, signed with the Padres through 2023.
Only Keon Broxton and Trevor Story have struck out more in the National League than Will Myers. 1-1.
You see no batting gloves. Doug Minkiewicz.
On the outside corner, 1-2. Myers didn't think it was a strike. Lance Barrett thought it was.
And those umpires always went out at the end.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Last time the Twins saw Barrett behind the plate, it was in Los Angeles against the Dodgers in the infamous double switch fiasco. Swing and a miss. Gibson strands Solarte at first, picks up a couple of strikeouts in a scoreless first inning. Cover from a disappointing end to July, and the season for him may have pivoted in that little 2-game series in San Diego. The Twins lost the first game, won the second game, and they've taken off from there. The Menards batting order for the Twins in the opener of this series: Brian Dozier, followed by Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, Eduardo Escobar, Byron Buxton, Eddie Rosario, Robbie Grossman, Jason Castro, and Ere Adrianza.
And that lineup facing 30-year-old Travis Wood. He's making his 9th start for the Padres, his 2nd against the Twins this year. The other start came when he was with the Kansas City Royals.
Up and away, ball one. In that game, he was taken out in the 5th inning, even though he had a 5-1 lead. Ned Yost has shown, at least in the games with the Twins, that he's not the least bit concerned about a starting pitcher getting 5 innings in for a win.
Yeah, that back on July 2nd in Kansas City. And the Royals ended up winning that game, as you mentioned, 6-2. 4 innings, gave up a couple runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Not overpowering, got to hit his spots.
Dozier drives it deep to right field on the 2-0 pitch. Home run! Number 30 for Brian Dozier.
And it's the 8th time that Brian Dozier has led off with a home run for the Twins this season. How about that? Taking a wood fastball the other way.
The all-time leader in leadoff home runs, and it was a 2-0 pitch, and Brian drove it hard to the opposite field.
Good solid swing by Brian. And the Twins take an early 1-0 lead.
And now Joe Mauer on the outside corner, a strike.
Now Wood coming off an outing in his last start against the Cardinals in San Diego. He went only 2 innings, gave up 6 earned runs.
1-1. Hit a home run in that game for the 2nd straight start. But the Padres decided to go with a designated hitter anyway. 1-1. Fouled back. Wood was with the Royals. Of course, last year he was with the Cubs, and he was really good out of the bullpen, particularly against left-handed hitters. And he hasn't been nearly as effective this year. Twins saw Ryan Buchter, Trevor Cahill, and Brandon Maurer in the Kansas City series, and that was the haul that the Royals got for Matt Strahm, the Fargo native, and Travis Wood. 1-2. And now 2-2. You can see 12 home runs to righties, but last year he was just about unhittable against left-handers out of the Cub bullpen. Not so much this year. 2-2.
I think the big thing is the Padres are looking for starters. You know, right now they're going with a 6-man starting rotation, and they're giving Wood an opportunity to get some starts, which he did when he first came up with the Cincinnati Reds. Basically always a starter until the last couple of years with the Cubs. They put him in the bullpen, and as you mentioned, he shined last year as a reliever.
Full count to Mauer, and a ball lifted foul over the San Diego dugout.
Wood is a starter making his 144th start. He's 37-53, an ERA about 4.5, but as a reliever 9-4, 3.48 ERA.
Another 3-2 coming to Mauer. And Joe lifted a pitch that might have been outside, but got a piece of it, inflicted foul. Twins looking for win number 75. Later on tonight, their closest pursuer for a wild card spot in the 2nd spot. The Angels will face Justin Verlander and the Astros in Anaheim. Dribbler right side. Asuaje has it. Long at bat, but Mauer retired, 1 away. And that'll bring up Polanco. Northland Ford defense for the Padres. Matt Caesar in left field. Margot in center. Jabari Blash in right field. Spangenberg at third. Ibar Asuaje up the middle. Myers at first. Austin Hedges behind the plate. Jorge Polanco hitting third. Outside, ball 1. High fly center field. Racing after it is Margot. And on on the warning track, makes the catch 400 feet or so from home plate, 2 down.
Yeah, gave it a ride, but just a long out.
Sanford Health Injury Report. Miguel Sano took early batting practice today and did some running. Paul Molitor told me at about 50 to 60% intensity. And Sano was due to have an exam with Dr. John Steeves, Twins orthopedic specialist, after the game sometime tonight. And if the Twins can be convinced, if Sano can be convinced by the medical staff that he won't risk re-injury or further injury, I think we're going to see Miguel Sano in the lineup. Maybe not in the lineup, but in perhaps pinch hitting duties sooner rather than later. 1-0. Remember, we're in September. There's no limit on the number of players you can have on the roster. So the Twins could, if they get medical clearance, activate him and then just pick and choose where they might want him to pinch hit for a few games. 2-0 to Escobar. Softly hit. Couple of hops gobbled up by Asuaje. Brian Dozier hits a leadoff home run, putting the Twins up early 1-0. Presented by State Farm. Brian Dozier becoming the 5th Twin with back-to-back 30 home run seasons. Harmon Killebrew, Bob Allison, Gary Gaetti, and Justin Morneau. And now Brian Dozier. And Kyle Gibson staked to an early 1-0 lead. He'll face Spangenberg, Blash, and Ibar. Hit on the ground directly to Dozier. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Boy, and that's what you like to see right there. 1 pitch, 1 out.
1 quick out on the second. Let's find Kevin Gorg.
Yeah, guys, time for some car scoop from the clubhouse. We'll start with catcher Jason Castro. Said the Padres are a swing early group, as we just saw right there, and they had to kind of adjust the way Kyle Gibson attacks these hitters. He wants to get ahead, yes, but he's not going to give in early to a team that's aggressive right from the hop. Adalberto Mejia gets the start on Saturday. Neil Allen said really that break's going to do him some good. He was a little bit tired and sore at that arm. The break should make him a better pitcher and stronger. And Joe Mauer, guys, like a lot of people that's got friends and family and a home in Florida, said he believes everything's okay. He won't get down to check on that until the season's over, which he hopes comes sometime in November. But Bert, we know with your wife down there, and I know having a daughter that goes to school in Florida, how stressful the last couple of days have been. Thank goodness Gail and everybody back there with your family's okay in Florida as well.
Yeah, thank you. I tell you what, Gail said if she had to do it over again, she would have left. But it's pretty scary. But they're okay. They're up in actually Tallahassee right now.
We're very, very thankful for that. Rounder to third. And Escobar fires across to Mauer, 2 down. Talking with Tony Oliva. Of course, Tony Cuba native, and Cuba got hit directly too, and he said his area, Pinar del Rio, survived in good shape. His family is okay, and as bad as it could have been and as much of a cleanup as there is to do down there, we're very relieved it wasn't as predicted, and the devastation isn't as widespread as it could have been. 2 down. Here's Eric Ibar.
I know, watching the Weather Channel, I don't think any of us has ever seen a hurricane that covered as much ground as that one did. I mean,
Ibar on
ate
the
up
first.
Florida.
Ibar on the first pitch, lines a single to center, another 2-out hit for the Padres, and that'll bring up Matt Caesar.
Yeah, Twins know about Ibar. He's with the Angels for 10 seasons. Switch hitter, not much power, occasional power, but more of a line, just like he did right there. Line drive type hitter.
Caesar with a man aboard and 2 down. Gibson trying to even his season mark at 10-10. The ERA has been plummeting through August and now into September.
Caesar, 28 years old, traded over from the Cubs to the Padres back on May 8th. Spent 3 seasons with the Cubs.
Padres kind of in a rebuilding mode. They're 14 games below 500, but they are 9 games ahead of the Giants in the National League West, and who would have thought that? Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
Well, it's an odd year. Giants only win World Series on even years.
So they didn't get there last year, though.
No, they didn't. But they got there in 2010, 12, and 14.
1-2 to Caesar. Now 2-2. 27 pitches, 21 strikes for Gibson.
Get an out right here. You're right back to that 14 pitches an inning that he's been able to average over his last 4 starts. 18 pitches in the first.
On the outside corner, Caesar looks back in disgust. Another good inning for Kyle Gibson, and a 1-0 Twins lead. The Twins were 4 games below the 500 mark, and then they took off on a 6-game winning streak that may have been the pivot point for this Twins season. Brian Dozier and Byron Buxton have led the way offensively. Our State Farm scoring combination. Look at the runs and the RBIs for both the center fielder and the second baseman. Buxton takes a strike on the outside corner as he leads off the second inning.
Boy, you could put Polanco in there. You could put other guys in there. Rosario was swinging a good bat. So it's been a good team effort, even though those two guys kind of maybe ahead of the class since the 8th.
1-1 for Buxton. Buxton, Rosario, and Grossman facing Travis Wood. Inside, nearly hit him. 2-1. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. And the Twins are leading the major leagues in runs scored since that time.
Even more than the Indians, who have won their last 19 straight.
Buxton hitting just about 300 against lefties.
And they're leading tonight 1-0. Bottom of the 4th in Cleveland against the Tigers.
Buxton fouls it back. Seattle leading Texas 4-0. Bottom of the second inning. That score would help the Twins. Seattle a little bit behind Texas, and Texas within striking distance of the Twins.
I was watching a little bit about that 20 straight games that the Oakland A's won in 2002. Boy, they had a lot of last at bat type of victories.
Lifted foul into the seats, and that streak came to a close here in the Twin Cities at the Metrodome. Brad Radke with his great outing, shutting down the A's, which was kind of a preview of what the playoff series later that year would be like. Two and 2 to Buxton, getting the second inning started. High fastball got him. One down.
Fastball at 90, so not an overpowering fastball. He'll mix in that little cutter and curveball and changeup. But after a couple of good changeups, that fastball looks a little quicker. And it was up in the zone, but Buxton chased it. And Wood picks up his first strikeout.
And now Eddie Rosario. On the outside corner, a strike. .289 on the year, .279 against left-handed pitching this year. And now 0-2. To center, a base hit. On an 0-2 pitch, Rosario simply wanting to make contact, to put the barrel on it, got a one-out single.
That looked like a slider, a breaking ball that stayed up, and Rosario just reached out and hit it back up the middle. Let's take a look at the pitch right here. Yeah, breaking ball, he went down, and not a bad pitch. Rosario just reaches out there, lines it up the middle. Second hit for the Twins.
That'll bring up Robbie Grossman. Mentioned the Wood was really good against left-handers last year. I should say so. They hit 128 against him. And Rosario touches him for a one-out single, and now Grossman. Down and away, ball one. Been a pretty steady year for Grossman, and he's really been stinging the ball since coming back from his thumb injury. Missed a little more than 3 weeks, breaking the tip of his left thumb in a collision with Byron Buxton. And now a strike over the inside corner, 1-1. There goes Rosario, and the pitch hit toward the hole. And into left field, Rosario will scamper to third base. Rosario off with the pitch. Grossman finds a hole on the left side of the infield. First and third, one down.
Yeah, Ibar went to his right, and the ball looked like it skipped underneath his glove, and that's what Rosario was looking at as he took off and got towards second base. High breaking ball right there. Grossman waited back nicely. And that ball scooted through and past Ibar right there. Rosario said, "I can make it to third." So runners at first and third with one out.
You can see Ibar held his ground with the runner going. It was Asuaje, the second baseman, in charge of covering second base. Here's Castro with a chance to double the Twins lead with a fly ball to the outfield, or maybe do more damage. Third left-handed batter Wood is facing in the Twins lineup. First Mauer, then Rosario, and now Castro. Missing the outside corner, ball one.
Jason Castro, a couple hits and 6 at-bats against Wood.
Padres infield playing at double play depth. Check to swing, took a strike.
Birthday boy.
One and one. And now 1-2. Castro with just one sacrifice fly, approaching the 100 strikeout level and 311 at bats, trying to make contact here after a pair of one-out singles. Took just off the corner. Close pitch. 2-2. Edges, the catcher, held it because he thought he had the corner, and he did. And now a 2-2. Poke to right, and that'll die in front of Blash. And Castro taking pretty much the same two-strike approach that Rosario did, just trying to make contact, and he dumped one into right for an RBI single.
Yeah, Rosario had to hold up to make sure Bash did not catch this ball, but it lands in front of him. And third straight hit for the Twins, picks up their second run as Castro drives in his 37th.
Wood came back with the same pitch. He thought he struck Castro out with the pitch before. Castro wasn't about to tempt fate a second time, flicked it into right. And now Adrianza with 2 men aboard and 1 out. Corner infielders up, expecting a bunt. Adrianza down the right field line with a base hit. Grossman being waved around. Blash's throw to the plate, not in time, and the Twins take a 3-0 lead. 4 straight singles from the bottom of the lineup.
Adrianza jumping on that first pitch. His 24th run driven in. Inside out swing. You got to pick up your third base coach. Gene Glenn right there. You see him sending Grossman. Feet first slide. And the ball knocked down by the catcher. As Bash's show kind of short hops him right here.
And the runner, seeing that the throw had cleared the cutoff man, everybody moves up. And now Dozier with runners at second and third, only 1 out. And Dozier takes a strike. Even with 2 men in scoring position, the Padres put the infield shift on. Asuaje playing on the third base side of second base. The only infielder on the right side is Myers. Grounded foul behind Gene Glenn, 0-2. Dozier hit a 2-0 pitch into the overhang and right for a leadoff home run. The Twins have added 2 more so far here in the second. Swing and a miss. And Dozier strikes out. We'll bring up Mauer.
He struck out on 3 pitches. Second strikeout of the inning and second strikeout for Wood in the ballgame.
Mauer's helped lead this August-September surge as well, delivering in situations like this more often than not, it seems. 2 on, both in scoring position, 2 out now.
Came into the game hitting .303, 8th best in the American League for Joe.
Strike over the inside corner. Down and away, 1-1. Congratulations to Joe's brother Jake, manager Chattanooga. They won the co-championship in the Southern League in the Northern Division. Dramatic walk-off home run by Jonathan Rodriguez for the Northern Division championship. One and one to Joe Mauer. Base hit, left field. Castro scores. Adrianza right behind him, and Mauer comes through again. Five to nothing Twins.
Now Joe Mauer got a pitch up, just went as he does so well the other way between third and short. And with 2 outs, everybody off with a crack at the bat. See the high pitch, Joe just going that way. And nobody there. Castro and Adrianza score a 4-run second inning.
Power in the first inning with the Dozier home run. 4 runs on 5 singles in the second. And here is Polanco. On the outside corner, a strike.
That's what you want to see too, Dick, as we wind down the season, is guys picking up each other. You know, Dozier struck out on 3 pitches with 2 outs. Mauer got the big hit. Picking each other up.
Managers will usually tell you 2 things. I listened to an interview with Bud Black. Rockies have been playing pretty good lately. And he said 2 things have happened. The starting pitching has done pretty well, but he says we're getting a lot of 2-out hits. And teams look really good when they get run producing 2-out hits. Foul back, big swing by Polanco, 1-2.
And it makes his manager smarter too. Wood getting roughed up here in the second inning. 5 hits off for the Twins, all singles, but they've put 4 on the board.
1-2 to Polanco. Takes down and in. Wood again so stingy with left-handed batters last year, and in this inning alone 3 lefties have hits. Rosario started this rally with a single, Castro with a big single, and then Mauer's 2-run single. 2-2 to Polanco. A deep drive to left. It is long gone. Warning track fly ball to straightaway center. He pulled this one down the line, and it's 7-0.
Wood is kind of going back-to-back outings that are not good. That high fastball at 90 miles an hour turned quickly by Polanco. It's his 11th home run and his 4th as a right-handed hitter.
And they are stirring in the San Diego bullpen. Strike 1. Twins scored 5 runs in San Diego. They were shut out in the first game on August 1st and won the second game 5-2 behind Irvin Santana. And they've already scored 7 times with only 5 outs recorded here at Target Field tonight. Inside 2-1. Two times the Twins have scored 5 or more runs. And Mauer with a big 2-run single. Polanco followed with a home run. Now 3-1 to Eduardo Escobar. And he takes a walk. And Buxton, who started the inning by striking out, will get a second chance here this inning. Woods had a tough time. He faced the Twins and fared pretty well the first time through the order when he was pitching for the Royals back in early July. But then the Twins started gaining on him, and maybe Ned Yost was smart enough to figure out this is the type of inning that could result, because the Twins have had one good at bat after another. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, has spoken his piece. Mark McGuire, the hitting coach, in the foreground there, the bench coach actually. Here's Buxton, who went down swinging to start this inning. 6 runs later, he gets another chance. On the outside corner. Foul back, 2 strikes.
Well, 16 in the first, 37 so far here in the second inning for Travis Wood.
Oh, 2 to Buxton. In the dirt, blocked by Hedges. Seattle's added 3 more runs. They're ahead of Texas now 7-1 in the third. Jose Valdez warming up in the Padre bullpen. High fly to left center. Caesar with the catch to end it. But a good inning for the Twins. They scored 6 times. They did it every which way possible, both the short and the long of it. The Twins have a 7-0 lead. in front. Twins baseball on Fox Sports Northeast, presented by those folks. State Farm, here to help life go right with the home and auto protection you deserve. Polanco with a 2-run home run. Joe Mauer with a 2-run single. And Kyle Gibson has given up only a pair of 2-out singles, one in each of the first 2 innings. And strike one again from Gibson.
And 6 of 9 first pitch strikes for Kyle.
Hedges, Margot, and Asuaje here in the San Diego third. 1-1. Foul back, and it's 1-2. Maybe the Twins have simply figured out how to win and play well at home, because they've done a much better job of that in the second half. The at-bats are better. And Gibson has done a nice job pitching well for the Twins, both at home and on the road as of late. 2-2. Two demotions to the minor leagues. And the end result is, for whatever reason, he's pitching much more aggressively. Bounced foul. Still 2-2.
See that last pitch right there? That's that 2-seamer works inside. That's why he's working the 2-seamer, the 4-seamer, getting ahead. Sometimes it takes a little longer. You know what? 3 years ago, Gibson won 13 ball games. I mean, he was dealing a lot of double plays, turn behind him.
And a base hit to left. Good at bat for Hedges.
Yeah, Hedges right there. He went down and hit a pretty good slider.
Leadoff single here in the third. Zubaz Palooza is back September 29th. Special ticket package including a game ticket and your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubaz pants. Take advantage of the special offer available exclusively at twinsbaseball.com/Zubaz. Here is Margot, hit a soft line drive, gloved in the outfield grass by Polanco to get the game started. And this is where we've seen Gibson pound that sinker and get a lot of ground ball double plays. 4 of them in his last start against the Royals.
22 on the year so far for Gibson.
And missing outside 2-0.
Kyle making his 14th interleague start here tonight. His first career against the Padres.
High 3-0. Gibson trying to come back from 3-0 to Margot. There's the outside corner.
And you have to trust that outside corner again. No free passes with this big lead. Make him swing the bat.
Again. 3-2. Lead as such, you don't expect Hedges, a catcher, to take off here on 3-2. Ground ball. 5, 4, 3. Another double play. Came back from 3-0 to get not 1 out but 2.
Well, the strike 1, strike 2 are outer half of the plate. This one kind of tailed in. And Margot kind of jammed himself right here. You see that ball run in, gets the ground ball. Escobar getting it and flipping it over to Dozier, over to Mauer. 23rd double play behind Gibson.
Just barely getting Margot. 2 down, bases empty, and Asuaje will bat. Swing and a miss. And a base hit toward the right field corner. Rosario chasing it, and he will hold Asuaje to a single. Fourth single for the Padres. The two down here in the third, and now Solarte.
A 2-out hit in the first inning, a 2-out hit in the second, and then this fourth hit comes with 2 outs here in the third.
Solarte singled with 2 outs in the first.
Now, you mentioned his last at bat. Solarte, originally signed by the Twins back in 2005 out of Venezuela, did play 6 years in the Twins minor league system.
Pulled foul over by the camera well. Where's Kevin Gore? Is he all right? It's Minnesota Wild night, and we would expect, well, he's not over there. We'll find him next half inning. That's usually about where Kevin sits. And boy, as a goaltender, he had great lateral range.
He's probably on the ground. We just didn't take a picture of him.
This one headed back beneath us. 0-2. Gibson trying to wrap up the third inning here on his 45th pitch.
Well, with 3 strikeouts in a ball game.
Pitch is up, 1-2. There's another one over there. Still 1-2. Feels like summer here at Target Field. Temperatures in the 80s. It's going to get warmer tomorrow, even warmer on Thursday. Twins are focused on fall baseball, October baseball, and they're in control of their own destiny. Swing and a miss. Gibson finishes the inning with a strikeout, gives up a couple of harmless singles, and still has a 7-0 lead.
horn every time the Twins score. There's a reason for that. The Minnesota Wild are here. It's Minnesota Wild night at the ballpark. Jonas Brodin, Mikhail Granlund, and the man to my left, Matt Dumba, all in attendance, all a part of the pregame festivities. And Matt, it's a new look blue line for the Minnesota Wild. Gone are some mainstays like Nate Prosser, Marco Scandella. Big, strong guys like Christian Folin. Means more minutes for you and probably a new role. How excited are you for that challenge?
I'm very excited for this opportunity. Feel really good coming off this off season, strong, and just looking forward to playing some good minutes. And it's definitely sad seeing a couple of those guys go. Good friends of ours, but it's on to new and hopefully better things here in Minnesota when we want to advance further in playoffs and go all the way this year.
The roster looks great, and for you, Mikhail, a lot of Wild fans are really excited about the big news in the offseason. How excited are you knowing that the next 3 years you're going to be here and a member of this club?
It means a lot for me. I mean, I've been here for the last 5 years, and this is like home for me. And I mean, I love the whole state, and I think we have a really good team, and we have a really good chance to make something great happen this season. So I'm really excited, and I feel like the whole Minnesota is excited about that.
When you watch Wild hockey, all three of these guys make plays. All three guys play on the power play, and they've all got great hands. But tonight in the Pop Fly Challenge, only one of them went 3 for 3, and that is Jonas Brodin. You had the best hands tonight, and you proved it on the diamond. How much baseball did you play growing up?
I didn't play anything, actually. This is the first time I did this, so I'm really happy. Especially they were chirping me before, too, so I'm really happy about that I won. So.
Kyle, we've seen you light the lamp. What would it be like for you to stand in that batter's box and watch a pitcher on that mound throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball at you?
I don't know if I could see the ball. I mean, I think that goes so fast. So, I mean, yeah, I like it. Twins are doing really good, too, so glad to be here.
Matty, last question for you guys. What's your favorite part about being at the ballpark? Is it the food, the smell of the ballpark? Is it the game? What part of the game? What do you love watching?
I don't know. It's just, it's the atmosphere here. It's so different from hockey. Seeing all the people, how big the stadium is, and just kind of like that old school feel at the ballpark. Seeing people with hot dogs and beers, it's really cool out here.
A lot of fun tonight at the ballpark. Hard to believe that camp starts later this week. Preseason starts next week. Wild hockey. They've got the cool hats on here too, guys. Look at that. Wild colors, Twins logo. I'm going to see if one of these guys might bum me one of these hats for later in the broadcast. It's a bad hair night with all this humidity.
I knew there was a reason.
Yeah.
All right. Nice job, Kevin.
Yes,
thanks, guys. Good luck this winter.
Yes. Go Wild.
We'll be watching. A double for Grossman after a line out by Rosario. And here's Castro. Dumped a single to right that drove in a run his first time up. Inside, and it's 1-1. Twins scoring 6 times on 6 hits in the second inning. And both balls put in play this inning against Travis Wood have been hit very sharply. Well, tip 1-2. Lifted down the line, chased by Spangenberg in foul ground, and he can't make the play. 3 Padres surrounded it and landed harmlessly on the warning track. Wood, who doesn't need to deal with any more adversity, has to try to get Castro out a second time.
Spangenberg had probably had the best chance unless your left fielder calls you off.
In the air a long time. Somebody should have caught it. And now 2 strikes and a ball to Castro.
That's easy for us to say up here.
Driven to the left field corner and deep. Caesar is back. Gone. A home run. Jason Castro to the opposite field.
Third home run for the Twins here, and it's only 2-1 out here in the 3rd inning. So Castro hitting his 8th home run, taking it the other way.
There's going to be a pitching change here. Travis Wood thought he had Castro struck out in the 2nd inning, only to give up a base hit and an RBI single in the next pitch. Then he gets a foul pop that 3 Padres couldn't close in on, and then on the next pitch, Castro takes him deep over the wall and left. So a frustrating night for Travis Wood, and the Castro at-bats in particular have been frustrating. And the Twins have knocked out Wood, leading 9-0 here in the 3rd inning. Twins are romping in front of a good crowd, and Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities, and by USAA Insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. 9 on the board for the Twins, and an early call to the Padre bullpen.
Now Jose Valdez coming in, making his 11th appearance as a Padre. Came over from the Angels. Claimed off waivers from the Angels back on May 10th. A little bit of major league experience for Valdez with the Tigers and the Angels.
Adrianza with an RBI single and a run scored, and he takes a strike over the inside corner.
Good fastball at 96. Valdez 27 years old, from Dominican Republic.
Foul. And it's 0-2, and sounded like Adrianza cracked his bat, and he's going back for another. Yankees are leading Tampa Bay 1-1 in the top of the 7th inning. The Yankees are the visiting team. The Rays are the home team, and the game is being played at Citi Field because of the damage done, or the threat of damage done to Tropicana Field.
Yeah, Citi Field is where the Mets make home.
0-2 to Adrianza. Pop up, and Asuaje puts it away for out number 2. And now Brian Dozier got this game started on the right foot with an opposite field home run to put the Twins up very early, 1-0. And then Dozier struck out in the 2nd inning when the Twins scored 6 runs. To right center, fairly deep. Flash going back. This ball carrying off the wall. Dozier rounding second. He wants one more, and he's got a triple with 2 down. 7 total bases for Dozier. We're just in the 3rd inning, and all 7 total bases to the opposite field.
Yeah, and that's what's nice to see with Brian. That's why that average is up around 260, where he was a 245 hitter coming into this year, just using that field, taking that pitch the other way, not trying to pull it. You can see off the wall. It's Margot, the center fielder, has to retrieve it, and Brian Dozier with a triple, his 4th of the year. And for the Twins, their 29th triple of the year.
And Mauer drove in a pair of runs with a single his last time up. Inside, ball 1. This afternoon, the Royals took 3 walks to start the ball game. Brandon Moss hit a grand slam. They got 4 runs right away and then barely held on to beat the White Sox 4-3.
Valdez with that overpowering fastball, hard slider, and a changeup.
1-1. Dozier at third. Twins have already added 2 more runs here in the 3rd inning. And Mauer takes low. 2-1.
Another slider missing low. Back-to-back sliders to Joe.
Castro with an opposite field home run to push the lead out to 9-0. Now 2-2. Two and 2 to Mauer. And now 3-2 with Polanco on deck. Great crowd on hand here at Target Field. I venture to say that we have bigger attendance, better attendance here tonight than they have in Cleveland watching Corey Kluber pitch. Just had a little over 18,000 there last night as the Indians won their 19th straight. Ground ball, backhanded by Asuaje, and the inning ends. Twins add 2 more, 3 extra base hits in the inning, and it's 9-0. Toyota getting us caught up.
Well, Brian Dozier, a home run, his solo home run led off the bottom of the 1st. Twins took a 1-0 lead. Then in the 6-run 2nd inning, Jorge Polanco with a 2-run home run. And then in the 3rd inning, we just saw Jason Castro with a 2-run home run. 3 shutout innings so far for Kyle Gibson. 3 strikeouts for him, or excuse me, 4 strikeouts with no walks.
4 singles, but they've done no damage. One of the base runners on a single was erased on a double play. 76% his strike percentage, which is very good. Will Myers will lead off the 4th. And a first pitch strike.
10 of 13 first pitch strikes, so that's always a positive.
Yeah, he's been given some run support, but he hasn't given anything back so far. 1-1. Myers drafted by the Royals, dealt to the Rays for James Shields. Swinging a foul.
Yeah, Wade Davis part of that trade too.
Yeah, let's not forget about him. And then dealt to the Padres.
Made the All-Star team last year for the first time for the Padres. 2013 American League Rookie of the Year when he was with the Rays.
And wide of the plate, 2-2. Just off the corner, and it's a full count.
He struck him out on a slider down and away in his first at bat.
Spangenberg will follow. Driven to right, and it'll carry to Rosario on the way.
Well, Myers right on the button, but a line drive out to Rosario.
Target Field's a great place to spend time with the people who are important to you. Groups of 25 or more are eligible for discounts on tickets, and per ticket fees are eliminated. Arrange your group of 25 plus today by visiting twinsbaseball.com/groups and ask about a Twins Target Field group outing. And obviously you're running out of time. Twins have 5 games left in this homestand, and they're on the road for a week and a half, and they close out the season with 3 games here against Detroit. Gibson flips to Mauer. 2 away.
Another quick out for Kyle. Well, 18 in the first, 19 in the last inning, 7 so far here.
And Blash will bat with 2 down and the base is empty.
And again, his last 4 starts averaging 14 pitches an inning, and that's why he's able to go 6 or 7 innings.
Low, ball 1.
Well, Bash 28 years old. Born in St. Thomas of Virgin Islands.
You can imagine his heart sinking with all the damage that Virgin Islands suffered because of Hurricane Irma.
He's in his 2nd season with the Padres.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Good fastball there. Bash signed with Seattle in 2010 out of Miami-Dade College. They're outside Miami.
Buxton tracking this near the wall and leaping in, making the catch. Picked it off the wall for the 3rd out. Felt for the wall with his glove and then pulled in the 3rd out.
Well, he can go get him. Watch this. I mean, this fly ball right here. Watch Byron. Now, this is a high fly ball, so he kind of drifts back, knows where he is on the warning track, and then leaps up. Great concentration, great leaping ability, and comes up with the third out. And Kyle Gibson says, "Thank you very much."
Polanco takes strike one. A couple of good swings against left-hander Travis Wood. A warning track fly ball to straightaway center in the first, and then he clobbered a 2-run home run in the second. And now he's hitting left-handed against Valdez. On the ground, right to Asuaje, one away. We'll bring up Escobar. Escobar with a walk and a ground ball so far tonight. Just outside, ball one. Twins officially released their schedule for next year today. And the interleague games will be against the National League Central. Oh, wickedly foul.
I hope they're all right down there.
Opened the season in Baltimore for the second time in 3 years. Opening at home against the Mariners on April 5th. A couple of home games will be played in San Juan. And the Brewers, Cubs, Pirates, Reds, and Cardinals make up the interleague schedule. 1-1 to Escobar. And like this year, the Twins will finish the season at home. I always like that. I like the prospect of what could happen this year if the last 3 games are meaningful for the Twins, particularly if they're in the driver's seat, if they're in control of their destiny for the final weekend of the season. That'll make for some exciting baseball here at Target Field this year. And the Twins finish next year as a deep foul fly down the right field line. Next year, the last week of the season will be at home against the Tigers and the White Sox.
Well, Escobar definitely getting ahead of the bat out, pulling a lot of balls foul.
One and two. And a swinging strike 3, 2 down.
And a high fastball right there. Valdez picks up his first strikeout, second out of the inning.
Bring up Byron Buxton. But first, Fox Sports North is proud to partner with the Minnesota Wild and Let's Play Hockey to collect gently used hockey equipment for Twin Cities families in need. Now through Sunday, September 24th. You can stop by select arenas and hockey shops throughout the metro to donate your old hockey equipment. For additional details and drop-off locations, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. What do you think? Kevin Gord scored one of those hats yet?
I'm sure he has. Now, you grew up here. You ever play hockey?
Not in an organized game. We used to play like boot hockey. And
you got on skates and everything?
Yeah, eventually. Okay. But at first it was boot hockey.
Boot hockey?
One strike. You know, like a lot of kids, I had a neighbor that flooded his backyard, or it just naturally was flooded. I don't
Had
know.
a little rink.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun. 2 strikes to Buxton. He struck out in the second and also hit a fly ball to left in the second. That's pulled foul between Gene Glenn and the line.
Oh, error by the ball boy. That's not Dan Gladden, is it? No.
Two strikes to Buxton. And a foul back. Valdez has done a decent job. He's faced 5 men, giving up just Dozier's 2-out triple. To right center field. He's going to run for a while. Slams on the brakes with a double. And I think the score, as much as anything else, may have made him downshift when he got to second base.
No, he's so fun to watch round first base and decide where he's going to go. But Margot does a good job of playing the carom and getting it back in quickly. Slider away, and Byron going the way. Margot get that carom. Buxton, big turn, maybe thought about it, and then put on the brakes. So a double for Buxton, his 11th of the year.
And now Rosario. Taken low, ball 1. Rosario singled with 1 out in the second, and that triggered a 6-run inning. 5 singles and then a home run.
Remember, that's pretty good pitch that Wood threw too, as a 0-2 pitch.
Yeah.
That he just hit up the middle.
And now fouled, 1-1. One and one. The Twins right fielder. And now 2-1. Cleveland leading Detroit 2-0. Top of the 8th inning at Progressive Field. Corey Kluber in control. They've got 3 starters who've been lights out in the 19-game winning streak. They've had 6 shutouts. And they might be headed for a 7th. To left center and deep, chased by Margot, and gone! A home run for Rosario into the bullpen. Home run number 4 on the night.
And a third 2-run home run by the Twins. Rosario, number 22, touches home plate. Watch the power right there. High fastball. Almost looked like his hand came off the bat. Oh, no, after the fact. That ball had some air time. And into the bullpen.
A 2-out double, a 2-out home run. And now Grossman, who has a single and a double. 393 feet. Thing of beauty, just over the wall. Grossman lifts it to left, playable for Caesar, and the inning ends. 2 more for the Twins. They've scored 1 in the first, 6 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Timeless moment. On this date in 1986, the Twins replaced Ray Miller with Tom Kelly for the balance of the 1986 season. And then, long story short, he ended up with a statue outside of Target Field.
Yeah, it's a big one, too.
4-2, the Twins won Tom Kelly's managerial debut, and then the wait during the offseason as to whether Tom would get the job or not. And I want to ask you, sir, because you were part of the team back then, what was your reaction? I mean, the team played well for TK at the end of the '86 season, but it was September, and you know, you don't really make decisions based on anything that happens in September when you've had a disappointing year as the Twins did. But what was your reaction then when you found out Tom was going to get the job full time in '87?
Well, you know what, Tom Kelly and I were teammates way back when, and you know, before I got traded, and you know, what I saw was the respect that TK had of all the players, even though he was almost a lot of, you know, he wasn't that far as age wise from a lot of these players, but just the respect he had. I'm glad they brought him back. I really am.
Eric Ibar will lead off the fifth against Gibson, and it's strike one, strike two.
You know, he had a lot of these players down in the minor leagues, so when he became the manager, you know, everybody knew him. They knew what they expected him to do, and he knew what these guys could do. The Herbecks, the Gayettis, the Bernanskis.
Swing and a miss. Ibar strikes out. Castro has to flip to first to complete the strikeout. One
strikeout number 5 for Carl
Gibson. At the Metrodome, the Twins decided to make the change. Tom Kelly had been the third base coach for Ray Miller. You can see Dick Such sitting next to TK. And how many of those did Tom Kelly see as a manager of the Twins? A Puckett home run.
I read we won that ball game 4-2 in TK's first win.
Yep. And then, of course, in his first full year as manager, he and the Twins won the World Series. Pitches up. I always felt bad for Ray Miller in that I think he was brought in as an outsider. Pop up near second base. Dozier coming in, and he'll make the call and the catch, 2 down. And it just didn't seem to fit. You know, Ray brought with him a pedigree of success as the Baltimore pitching coach, but he didn't have Jim Palmer or Mike Flanagan, or, you know, I mean, he didn't have established major league pitchers. He had Frank Viola, who was emerging, and then you were brought in during Ray Miller's tenure, but it seemed like a square peg in a round hole.
Well, you know what? He didn't have Brooks Robinson. He didn't have Mark Belanger, Davey Johnson, Boog Powell at that time.
Yeah. So when he was dismissed, I just sensed that it was almost a sense of relief in the clubhouse, because everybody, as you said, knew Tom. Popped up right side. Coming in as Rosario.
Another quick inning for Gibson.
7 in a row set down by Kyle Gibson, and it's 11-0.
A wild night at the ballpark and a lot of goal lights if you're keeping track. 11-0 Twins and a lot of lottery tickets going back to Clear Lake with this young lady, Noreen. Big group here, lots of relatives and big winners for the Minnesota State Lottery scratch-off tickets. Noreen, you got a great game here. You got wild colors in front of you. You got 11 runs on the board. How much fun are you having?
I'm having so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun I'm having. It's so good. And I'm with my family, my granddaughter from CDI, my daughter who threw out the first pitch from Wayside, my son, my grandson. I am so happy.
We're going to make you even more happy if you can believe that. This is a lot of happiness here. But 100 scratch-off tickets thanks to the Minnesota State Lottery. And the best part is we're getting circled right now by a Hall of Famer. Bert Blyleven is circling all of us and our Minnesota Wild hat. Hey. Bert, what do you think of that?
All right, you got the hat.
Hey, Kevin, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Clear Lake, Minnesota, South Dakota, or Iowa?
Clear Lake, Minnesota, up near St. Cloud.
No,
I
just wanted to make sure it was Minnesota.
Gotcha.
Okay. Drove through there today, as a matter of fact. Up and into Castro, and it's 2-0. Castro, Adrianza, and Dozier. Kevin looks good in a cap, any cap.
Especially with the sun out. Takes that glow away.
Valdez gave up a couple of runs in the fourth and now facing Castro, who's driven in 3 runs tonight. And a swing and a foul. 2-1. Wild to get their regular season started right after the regular season for the Twins ends. Alan Cordoba is now in center field. And Luis Torrens behind the plate. 2-1, and Castro lifts it to high and deep in right center field. Chased by Blash and Cordoba.
Wow.
Another home run for Jason Castro. Numbers 8 and 9 on the year. And it's the 5th home run for the Twins tonight. And the Twins have lit the lamp 12 times tonight.
Well, second home run that Valdez has given up, and that was thigh high, middle in, and Castro another strong swing. Makes it 12-0.
And now Adrianza. Foul by about 6 feet. Castro hitting his first home run to left field, pulling it into right center for home run number 2 tonight. And now down and away, 2-0. Excuse me, 1-1.
Yeah, that home run measured at 409. Nice to see James Ralston back, and happy birthday to him. 41 years old today. Went down to Florida, be with his family. Now he's back. Everybody's okay.
2-1 now to Adrianza. The damage done by Irma impacts the Twins indirectly and directly. Some teams have canceled instructional league play down in Florida. Fields are flooded. There are other priorities. Talked with Paul Molitor today. A couple of teams have canceled it altogether. Some teams have delayed it a week, and it directly impacts the Twins because there's really no place to put Miguel Sano to get him some at bats in game action. Minor leagues are all done. And that's why we suggested earlier that Sano, provided he gets medical clearance that he can't do any more damage to that left shin area. If that's the case, and if he can withstand the pain, he may be activated during this homestand.
I know, right down now and down in Fort Myers at CenturyLink Stadium, there's a National Guard at the stadium giving out food and water.
Right.
So,
and there's what in Fort Myers? What are they telling you? There's going to be no electricity
across
the whole grid for another week or so.
Yeah, I mean we're at we may not have we don't have water either in our building that we're in or the power, but there are some places that have power, and of course their concentration is on the hospitals and places like that, elderly homes. That comes first, first come first serve.
Full count to Adrianza. drives it down the left field line. It'll twist into the seats. You can imagine the Twins, if they had some instructional league games down there, to let Sano get 4 or 5 at bats in a game. Let him try to get his swing back. But as it is, if he's left to be reactivated and be up here, it might just be 1 at bat at a time. Pulled to first. Tampa Bay beat the Yankees 2-1 tonight. Sonny Gray taking the loss. And so if the Twins win the game, boy, Twins had better win this game. The Red Cross depends on financial donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. You can help people affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Red Cross to 90999 and make a $10 donation. If the Twins win the ball game tonight, they would be just 3 games behind the Yankees for the first wild card spot. Dozier takes strike 1. Blue Jays have tied the Orioles 2-2 in the 8th. And Corey Kluber out on the mound to try to complete a 2-0 shutout over the Tigers and extend Cleveland's winning streak to 20. Dozier gets another base hit. He needs a double now for the cycle.
Twins have their hitting shoes on tonight.
Last time Kyle Gibson pitched here at Target Field, the Twins won 17-0. The largest margin of a shutout victory in Twins history. And the Twins have a dozen runs up on the board already. And nobody out in the 5th. Excuse me, 1 out. Maurer with a 2-run single and 3 trips. Strike 1.
Change up right there. Well, Twins have seen from Valdez a fastball 95-96, a slider, not a big slider, and then the changeup.
And then he's a strike. 0-2.
Valdez, originally signed by the Tigers out of the Dominican Republic back in 2009. Came up with the Tigers in 2015, so a lot of minor league time.
And now 1-2. If you just joined us, the Twins knocked out Travis Wood, the San Diego starter, with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Corey Mazzoni just called up. Warming in the pen. Twins made a roster move today, calling up from Double-A Gabriel Moya. And
left-handed pitcher.
I think the score being what it is, there's a chance, better chance maybe than he thought, of getting into the game tonight. To left. And out number 2. And that'll bring up Polanco. Earlier this year, Polanco homered from each side of the plate. Homered as a right-handed batter in the 2nd. Now with his 2nd at bat from the left side of the plate. Listening to an interview with Tom Hamilton, the outstanding Cleveland radio broadcaster. He was talking about the 19-game winning streak, and he said, you know, what's amazing about this streak is they haven't had to overwork or hardly work the bullpen at all. The lineup has had such great production. The leads have been large. Cody Allen, Shaw, those guys. And now they're going to get Andrew Miller back. But normally if you have a long winning streak, you worry about your closer because he's had to protect a lot of short leads. That hasn't been the case. And now tonight, Kluber's trying to pitch a complete game shutout.
Yeah, I think they had they're behind like 3 innings. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. And a strike.
Everything's working on cycles. You don't, but the Dodgers had everything working for a line too, and now the Dodgers can't buy a win.
If they could, they would have by now. They've lost 11 straight. 2-1 to Polanco. Backhanded, and force play made at second. A nice catch by Ibar, the shortstop. Asuaje's throw was off target. And the Twins settle for just one more in the 5th. It's 12-0. The Twins have hit 5 home runs in the first 5 innings. Big story, a great story. The Cleveland Indians have won 20 games in a row. Francisco Lindor got them started tonight. Ended up winning 2-0. Corey Kluber pitched a shutout. Probably nudged ahead of Chris Sale if he wasn't already ahead of Sale for the Cy Young voting. 20 wins in a row.
That ties that American League record with the 2002 Oakland A's.
And tomorrow, the Tigers will try to break that streak. They'll send Buck Farmer to the mound against Mike Clevenger. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Here, Gibson sailing along. He's retired 7 men in a row. Hasn't walked anybody. He's given up 4 harmless singles. And the pitch count, very good. And home plate umpire Lance Barrett said he went. And Margot's gone. Cordoba's gone.
Number 6 strikeout for Gibson. Good slider right here. Margot went too far. He committed to it.
Cordoba strikes out on a check swing. Fox Tracks presented by Ram. And now Asuaje will hit. On the outside corner. High fly to right. And Rosario camps under it. 2 away. Some other good news. The Baltimore Orioles lost. Toronto got a couple late. Beat the Orioles 3-2. The Orioles trying to get back to the 500 mark and stay in the race, but they are now 71 and 74. And Seattle now leading Texas 8-3. That game in the top of the 6th inning.
Boy, and the Orioles for a while, they look like the team that was going to be able to maybe catch the Twins, but they have been losing as of late.
Foul back. Orioles have lost 6 straight now. A tough one because they had a late lead and lost it. If the Rangers lose, they'll fall back to the 500 mark, and there will be just 6 teams above 500 in the league. The 3 division leaders in New York, Minnesota, and Los Angeles. And the Angels play at home against Justin Verlander and the Houston Astros tonight. 1-1 to Solarte. That's to right. And Rosario pulls it down. Another 1-2-3 inning and 10 straight. Set down by Kyle Gibson. Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Second man out of the Padre bullpen just called up today. And he'll come into a blowout game. Corey Mazzoni just called up from AAA El Paso. Carter Capps put on the 60-day disabled list with a blood clot.
Yeah, you can see 8 2/3 innings. An ERA he wants to work on getting down.
Outside, ball 1 to Eduardo Escobar, looking for his first hit. He's grounded out, walked, and struck out. Foul back.
Corey Mazzoni, 27 years old, out of Evans City, Pennsylvania.
Pitches up, and Escobar needs to lay off that high fastball, and he did there. 2-1.
Actually signed by the Mets.
And Escobar swings and misses.
Looks like a tailing fastball at 93.
Golf to right and deep. Home run number 6.
Well, everybody's getting into the act here tonight. Escobar with his 18th home run. His 12th as a left-handed hitter. Almost a golf shot.
And so welcome back to the big leagues. A home run, and it's 13-0. Zach Granite is going to take over in center field and hit in Buxton's spot.
Buxton went 1 for 3, a double, and scored a run. Watch where this pitch is. Boy, thigh high, a breaking ball. Escobar getting out quickly and hits his 18th home run. Every home run for Escobar, career high.
Twins record for home runs in a game is 8. They laid 8 home runs on the Washington Senators back in 1963. And they've hit 6 tonight. And 6 against Oakland. Here against Arizona, 6 more. 3-0 to Granite. And a strike.
I have to kind of giggle at that, only because remember when this place first opened in 2010?
With just a bit of an exaggeration, Delman Young wanted to blow this place up because he couldn't hit home runs here. Dribbled back toward the mound for the first out. And Rosario will hit with 1 down in the 6th. Two by Castro, and 4 other Twins have homered here tonight, including Rosario. Hit a home run in the 4th inning. Taken low, ball 1. On the ground right to the shortstop Ibar. And Rosario retired, 2 down. We'll bring up Grossman. 2018 season tickets are on sale right now. In addition to securing your spot for next year, you'll be guaranteed postseason tickets for this year. And you'll also receive 4 tickets good for any remaining regular season home game this year. Don't miss an inning of postseason play and experience exclusive sweet spot benefits like 10% off food and beverage at Target Field. For more information or to place a deposit, visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets today. Grossman had some good at bats in this ball game with a single and a double in his first 2 at bats, then a fly ball to left. 1 strike. How important, and I'm asking the wrong guy because you were here in '87 and the home field advantage was huge for the Twins. But I think it's changed in recent years. There doesn't seem to be as much of a home field advantage in recent years.
Well, I think there's always home field advantage. You have the crowd. You know, the crowd. I think 87, 91 proved it as far as Twins, you know, in World Series. But are you thinking of Cleveland, the way that they're not drawing?
Well, and I mean, right now they've got the best record in the league. Houston has to catch them now, when it was the Astros who looked like a cinch to have home field advantage through the playoffs. I don't know that it has the impact that it did certainly in the peculiar environment at the Metrodome in '87 and '91. Twins have been stymied by the Yankees. They've got a better record playing at Yankee Stadium than they do in their home ballpark against New York. Glenn Perkins is warmed up, ready to come in, one would think.
Gibson with 74 pitches, 6 shutout innings.
Second baseman Asuaje makes the play, and after the home run, the Twins go down 1-2-3. And Kyle Gibson with 6 shutout innings is done for the night.
Kyle Gibson, 74 pitches, 53 strikes, a lot of fastballs. And he was painting. Now maybe he got a little bit, but you can see Castro right there framing it nicely. Got the double play ball right there in the 3rd inning. No walks for Gibson. 6 strikeouts. Just over 12 pitches per inning. Again, that's 5 starts in a row where he's averaged 14 pitches an inning. Well, Glenn Perkins coming into the ball game. Perk needs a good clean outing here. It's been tough for him. 3 1/3 innings, making his 6th appearance. He's given up 6 earned runs on 7 hits, and 3 of them have left the ballpark. Excuse me, 3 hit batsmen and 3 walks.
Will Myers will be the first man he faces in the 7th. Have Kenny Vargas at first base. Granite is in center field. And Granite retreating on this drive off the bat of Myers. Granite to the wall, leaping and made the catch. Zach Granite takes a home run away from Will Myers.
Out deepest part of the field, and you know, like Buxton, Granite with good speed, not quite Buxton type speed, but great concentration. He went straight back. Myers jumping on that fastball, and Granite leaping right there and making a great catch.
And if it wasn't going to go out, it would have been very close. Nice play by Zach Granite. And now Spangenberg. 1-0. And off the plate, 2-0. Fans here tonight have been entertained, to say the least. 13-0. A couple of great plays in center field. Now Perkins delivers A fastball in for a strike. Fouled away. They're underway in Anaheim between the Astros and the Angels. The Astros feeling a little bit of pressure, not within the division, but within the league, because they no longer have the best record in the league. That now belongs to the Indians, thanks to a 20-game winning streak. Fouled away. Still 2-2.
I think what we have seen for Perkins since his return is the fastball is not consistent as far as the location, and then that slider doesn't have that bite to it.
And now 3-2.
And when it does, it seems to be off the plate.
Ball 4.
Oh boy,
he thought he had the corner.
Yeah, pretty good pitch right there.
And that'll bring up Blash. Watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.tv every night on every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. As we've mentioned a few times here recently, when the team you're following, either professionally or personally, is in contention for postseason play, it isn't just their games that are fun to watch and follow. It's going to be fun tonight when I get home and watch the Angel-Astro game, because if the Astros win that game and the Twins apparently are on their way to a win here tonight, it'll be a 2-game lead for the Twins in the wild card race. (2-0) now to Blash. Chopped foul.
Yeah, Blash hit the ball that Buxton made a great catch against the wall in right center. That in the 4th inning.
Gibson's next start, by the way, figures to be Sunday here against the Blue Jays. Adalberto Mejia will go Saturday, reinserted back into the rotation in what was Aaron Slegger's spot. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And after Sunday's game, the Twins hit the road for a 10-game road trip. 3 in New York, 4 in Detroit, 3 in Cleveland. Two and 2. Hook foul. Another chopper foul. This afternoon, the Royals beat the White Sox 4-3. The Royals won't go away. They're like a snake. You got to do something to the snake's head to kill it, right? You can run over them with a lawnmower and they're still going to be writhing around. That's the Royals. Three and 2. And flipped foul into the seats. Eight pitches in this at bat so far. 3 2-strike fouls for Blash. .92 miles per hour, which is I think Perkins' first pitch when he came back was 93, nowhere near the strike zone, but it was 93. But that was a good fastball up at 92. Breaking ball. How many will they get? None, as it turns out.
Yeah. Polanco tried to hurry his throw or relay over flip over to Dozier. Ball came up on him, hit the heel. It'll be an error charge to Polanco.
First and second, one down. And now Ibar.
We'll see him take his eye off the ball to flip it over to Dozier for the force out. Ball came up, in and out of the glove. Never really got in.
Ibar late on a fastball, strike one.
Ibar, switch hitter, hitting .263 as a right-handed hitter. And with a runner at second, he'll be going over the signs with Castro.
John Curtis getting loose. 21st pitch for Perkins. Only one out in the inning. And now another chance. And Polanco this time just barely gets a runner at first. He had both the runner, Spangenberg, cut in front of him, and the third baseman, Escobar. Two down. And now it's time for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Mookie Betts with a couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in Boston's romp over Oakland. A 5-hit shutout, the 7th Cleveland shutout in their 20-game winning streak. And Alex Colomé got the save with the Rays beating the Yankees. Fouled away, 1 strike.
What do they have? I think 19 shutouts on the season. I think the Indians do. With that
they do now.
Yep.
Here's a drive to left, hanging in the air. And the catch made by Adrianza. Scoreless 7th by Perkins. And you're watching Twins baseball, presented by State Farm. A fun night at the ballpark. Twins scoring a lot of runs, and here's our Grand Casino story of the game.
Well, of course, a lot of home runs. Brian Dozier started off with a home run to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Jorge Polanco, a 2-run home run in the 6-run second inning. Jason Castro with his second home run of the ball game. That in the 5th inning. And Escobar, home run number 6 for the club. A solo in the 6th.
And Castro's already hit 2 home runs tonight. Also had an RBI single in the 2nd. Twins have homered once. in each of the first 6 innings. Down and away, ball 1. Castro, Adrianza, and then Dozier. Strike on the outside corner. Dozier may be left in the game to try to complete the cycle. He has a home run, a triple, and a single. And the Twins would have some other options in the infield, or he could insert an outfielder and have Adrianza come in and play second base. But my guess is Paul Molitor, who hit for the cycle once in his career, is going to give Dozier a chance to hit a double and make a little bit of personal history here tonight.
Paul Molitor's was against the Twins when he's with the Brewers.
And had another opportunity taken away from him by the then Texas manager, who intentionally walked him in a game like this, believe it or not, in his last at bat. Fouled away by Castro. 2-2. And Castro, of course, can make some history of his own. Twins have had a lot of 2 batters already this year hit 3 home runs in a game. Eddie Rosario and Byron Buxton. Fouled back. Still 2-2. Michael Tonkin getting loose. Looks like he'll get the 8th inning. John Curtis was warming up before. And Castro strikes out 1 away.
Well, good slider right there. Gets Castro for the first out.
You can experience what it's like to be a Minnesota Viking. You can run out of the tunnel and conquer the field. Saturday, September 16th, it's the TCO Vikings 5K as you and your friends finish on the 50-yard line of US Bank Stadium. Post-race, runners can tour the Vikings locker room and get autographs from Vikings legends. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. Congratulations to the Vikes for opening up their season with an impressive win last night.
Very nice win.
Adrianza takes ball 1. And a strike. 1-1. Adrianza singled. Part of a 6-run second inning when the Twins pretty much put this one away. 2-1.
Oh, it's nice to see it just wasn't a group full of guys. It's the whole team that have gotten at least 1 hit tonight. Dozier with 3, Rosario with a couple, Castro with 3, but everybody else. Grossman a couple.
I hesitate to ask this because I think I'll know the answer. Does it make me weird that I'm more impressed with the 6 runs they got in the second inning, singles capped off by a home run, than hitting a home run every inning? I mean, that was a really good second inning.
Yeah, it was. I mean, kind of put the game away early.
On the ground toward the hole, Ibar has it run off the webbing of his glove, and Adrianza will be content with a single.
That Twins get their 16th hit of the ball game for Adrianza, his second.
And here's Brian Dozier, who's done everything but hit a double at the plate.
Got the there's the home run right there. That led off the ball game. And the triple.
Last Twin to hit for the cycle was Michael Kadire in 09. Twins have had a bunch of different players threaten to hit for the cycle this year alone. There have been 10 in team history. Jason Kubel and Michael Kadire each hit for the cycle in 2009. 1 strike. 1-1. We've said it off and on over the last 3-4 weeks. Brian Dozier is playing baseball at a very high level, the best period of time in his professional career. He's playing well in the field. Paul Molitor talked today about his durability. Here he is. A lot of the other regulars have been taken out, and he may be left in just because of his quest for the cycle. He's a big reason why this Twins team has surprised a lot of people inside, and it's 2-2.
Rarely takes a day off. I think the days off he does take, he's probably a bigger pest on the bench than when he's playing.
The end of the bat foul.
Watch out.
And he got hit by a pitch.
Breaking ball right there.
And the fans very well aware of why Brian was still left in. And we'll see if the Twins pinch hit for him. There's a chance he could come around and bat again in the 8th inning. But here comes Chris Jimenez to pinch run for Brian Dozier.
Good day at the plate for Brian Dozier.
Fox Tracks was presented by Carrier. A home run to start the game, and just another top shelf effort by Brian Dozier. And here's the backup catcher pinch running for him. And now Vargas will hit in what was Mauer's spot. Mauer with just one hit, but it was an awfully big one. It was a single. It was a ground ball single to left, but it scored 2 runs after the second out. And now up and away 2-0.
Vargas with 10 home runs, 9 of them from this side of the plate.
Had a good day Sunday in Kansas City from the right side of the plate. Hit a home run and drew a couple of walks.
Added a double too.
Yep. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Twins haven't homered yet in the 7th inning.
Yeah, good breaking ball here, right here by Mazzoni.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. A little bit low, 3-2. Nico Goodrum will hit in what was Polanco's spot. Kenny Vargas is going to swing very hard at this. Home run number 7 tonight. A mammoth home run into the second deck in right center field. And the Twins have homered in all 7 innings.
And at a target field record. The 7 home runs. Vargas with his 11th home run. What a night for the Twins offense.
1 home run in each of the first 7 innings, and it's 16-0. And the Twins, who set team history in their last homestand with a 17-0 shutout. Might be rewriting the history book tonight. Here is Goodrum.
Goodrum still looking for his first major league hit. Good time to do it right here.
Toward the hole. Ibar comes up.
No chance.
Not a chance. And Goodrum gets his first big league hit. And literally everybody's getting hits here tonight. Goodrum now 1 for 11, and he'll get the ball taken out of play.
And the crowd acknowledges Goodrum's first major league hit as they put it on the scoreboard. So congratulations, young man.
The baseball has been retrieved. And the Padres are going to make a bullpen move on a perhaps yet another historic night offensively for the Twins at Target Field. Kenny Vargas with the 7th inning home run tonight. Who's going to hit one in the 8th? 16-0. And Eduardo Escobar homered his last time up.
And Kyle McGrath coming in and getting a ball game in his rookie season, making just his 10th major league appearance. Excuse me, his 9th major league appearance. Funky type delivery straight over the top is McGrath.
And Goodrum leads off at first. No hurry to get to second base. 1-1. 2 games ago here at Target Field, not counting the road games, but 2 games ago here against Kansas City, Twins won 17-0. And now it's 16-0. Escobar takes up and in, and it's 2-1. We are seeing some history here. Just been told that no team ever has hit a home run with a liner foul with plenty of distance. No team had ever hit a home run in the first 6 innings of a game.
Wow.
Ever. And now the Twins have done it in 7. So we are watching baseball history here. This from Kevin, our researcher director. A home run in each of the first 7 innings.
That is awesome.
And now down the right field line. And Myers. That's how the night's gone for the Padres. He chased it, and then the ball bounced and looked like it hit him in the bare hand. Two and two.
You come to the ballpark night after night, you don't know what you're going to see. And here tonight, a home run in the first 7 innings. Wow.
So our thanks to Kevin, the head of our research department, for unearthing that. Bet you Kevin got one of those Minnesota Wild hats, the green ones. Foul back, now to play. Just look at what's happened recently for the Twins in the month of September. They have won a game by scoring 17. Beat Tampa Bay in the series finale there. They scored 10, 8 runs the other night in Kansas City. And 16 so far here tonight. Hit that right off the end of the bat. Another 2-2 to Escobar. Speed pitch up and in, got a swing and a miss. That's just out number 2 this inning, and Granite will come to the plate.
Yeah, McGrath picking up the strikeout, his 11th in now 10 innings pitched. Straight over the top. Change up.
Granite's already made a great catch up against the center field fence. Hit a number back to the mound his first time in the 6th inning. And crack foul, a strike. The bench players available have all come into the game except for Mitch Garver and Max Kepler. Castro may be left in because it looks like he's going to get another opportunity at a 3rd home run tonight. And that said, we've been told that Garver's got catching gear on, and so he's apparently going to take over behind the plate. There's Mitch Garver. And another one lifted foul over the tarp into the seats. Houston has a 1-0 lead on the Angels in the 2nd inning. And Seattle 10-3 over Texas in the 7th in Arlington. Not only have the Twins scored 16 runs here tonight, but just about everything else has broken right for them in terms of creating a little cushion in the wild card race. Just off the outside corner, 2-2. I can see where that delivery would be a little deceiving because these days it's so unusual.
Now you're talking about, you know, you always tell your pitcher to stay on top.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
3-2 to Granite with Rosario on deck.
And McGrath, 25 years old, signed by the Padres out of the University of Kentucky.
And a pitch up and in, and Granite hit it on a line to Myers to end the inning. In the 7th inning, it was Kenny Vargas's turn to hit a home run with 2 men on base, and it's 16-0.
Padres in an interleague game over at Target Field. I'm Anthony LaPanta in Mall of America Studios. Same two teams tomorrow night here on Fox Sports North. Join us at 6:30 for Twins Live before the Twins and Padres wrap up this quick 2-game series at Target Field. It's tomorrow night, 6:30, right here on Fox Sports North. Now let's head back to the ballpark,
where it has something to behold. Kenny Vargas with a 3-run home run, and the numbers on the bottom there, 162, 22, 113. That's remarkable in and of itself. But the Twins have homered exactly once, but once in every inning, and it's the first time in Major League history a team has done that for 6 innings to start a ball game. And now the Twins have done it in 7. Chris Jimenez is in the ball game in left field. Adrianza moving to short. Goodrum to second. Garver catching. Tonkin pitching.
Yeah, Michael Tonkin making his 11th appearance, his second since rejoining the team. He worked in yesterday's ball game, an inning and 2/3. Gave up a couple hits, a run, and 23 pitches, 17 for strikes.
Kyle Gibson pitched 6 shutout innings.
Michael had 3 strikeouts in the inning and 2/3 against the Royals.
1-1. Strike called. Torrance on in relief of catcher Austin Hedges, who went 1 for 2, and now it's 2-2.
This young man right here, only 21 years old in his rookie season, from Venezuela. Originally signed by the Reds, traded over the winter to the Padres.
Swinging a foul, a strikeout for the first out of the 8th inning.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
One down in the 8th, and now Cordoba. Fouled off a leg.
Cordova in his second at bat. He's a Rule 5 draft from the Cardinal organization over the winter.
And up and away, 2-1.
Cordova from Panama, only 21 years old too. Got some young players on this Padres ball club. Get their feet wet.
And fouled away.
Tonkin, good fastball, slider, occasional changeup.
Two and 2. Another foul back. Tonkin started the year with the team. Down to Rochester. Pitched awfully well down there. Twins are hoping somehow that things will click for him up here. Breaking ball off the plate, 3-2. Three and 2. And a pop up into the seats. driven to left. Jimenez is there for the catch. 2 down.
The ball hit sharply, but right at Jimenez. He just goes to his right, makes a shoestring catch.
It's Big Sexy Night on Friday, honoring Bartolo Colon. You can purchase your tickets through the special ticket package, receive a game ticket, plus an exclusive Big Sexy t-shirt. Visit twinsbaseball.com/Big Sexy to get your tickets today.
Just that smile he has.
Got roughed up in Kansas City on Sunday. I expect he'll come back and have a really good outing on Friday. That's just kind of the way his season has gone, at least with the Twins. When he's had a disappointing start, he's come back with a good one. Chopped up the line, foul, 2 strikes. Irvin Santana will go tomorrow. Jose Barrios on Thursday, and then Colon on Friday. Adalberto Mejia Saturday. Gibson again on Sunday. That's the rotation the Twins apparently will move forward with. High pop-up short center field. Granite comes in, and it's Adrianza, the shortstop, who ends it, and it's a 1-2-3-8 for Michael Tonkin. Somebody's got to hit a home run in the 8th inning. Who's it going to be?
In front 16-0. That's right. It's not a typo on your screen. It's offense all the time. It's a full service sideline reporter here. We got to help our guys out, and we got to keep you around after the game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We're going to take a look at the offense. Roy Smalley will break down every hit and all 7 home runs, which is a team record. We'll also go inside the numbers and take a look at Kyle Gibson's 5th consecutive brilliant start on the mound. He goes 6 shutout innings. We'll take you inside the clubhouse. We get there from Paul Mauder. Talk about how this game could set up a very important homestand, guys, for the Minnesota Twins when the games count the most here in September.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Twins hitting in the 8th inning. It'll be Rosario, Grossman, and
Garver, I believe.
Garver, yes. Half swing, but a strike. Rosario homered in the 4th inning. Also singled in the 2nd. This is the 57th year of Minnesota Twins baseball. And up until Labor Day this year, only once have the Twins scored as many as 16 runs in a shutout. It happened in 1990 against the Red Sox. Twins won 16-0. That was the record. 2 games ago here at Target Field, the Twins won 17-0. And now it's 16-0 tonight. 2-1 to Rosario.
We'd like to spread some of those runs around.
Never works that way, though, does it?
No, it does not.
On the outside corner, 2-2. An overhand changeup. Kind of sort of close to the strike zone. Fouled away.
And at 17-0 ball game, Brian Dozier and Escobar hit home runs. 3 of them. Escobar hit a couple in that ball game. Here tonight, there have been 7 home runs hit. And it's 16-0.
1 home run in each of the first 7 innings. And strikeout for the first out of the 8th.
And McGrath picks up his 2nd strikeout. Straight over the top at 87.
Grossman with a couple of hits, a single and a double early in the game. Changeup over for a strike. Gabriel Moyo warming up, just added to the roster today. Out in front of the changeup. I don't know that this man spins the ball at all. It just seems to be fastball changeup.
That's what it looks like so far.
Oh, 0-2 to Grossman. Foul tip, and the at-bat's still alive.
Straight over the top. To follow through. He'd have one heck of a curveball if he could get on top of that baby.
The literally a 12-6 curveball.
Oh yes, for sure.
0-2. And fouled away. In the dirt, 1-2. Final game of the interleague schedule for the Twins tomorrow. And the Twins will send Irvin Santana, who pitched one of his better games against the Padres in San Diego early in August. Getting in front of it is Swahe, and he makes the play. 2 down. And this 1 home run and inning binge the Twins have been on rests with Mitch Garver, who's looking for his first big league home run.
A lot of pressure to put on this young man.
He's got 7 hits, a double, 2 triples. And he needs a home run to go Yahtzee. Have one in every column.
Well, I have not played Yahtzee forever.
Strike 1. And a strike called. 0-2.
Garber's got the power. 17 home runs he hit in Rochester for the Red Wings this summer. Going to have to hit this changeup. They're going inside.
To left field, to the corner, and Caesar makes a foul ball catch. And the Twins go down 1-2-3.
Oh, what a terrible inning.
Moya will make his major league debut. It is 16-0. And the Twins are going to try to complete the shutout with a rookie making his major league debut, Gabriel Moya, who was just called up today.
Yeah, Moya getting traded over from the Arizona Diamondbacks on July 27th for catcher John Ryan Murphy. Moya between AA and AA for Arizona and the Twins put together a pretty good year. 6-1, .0077, 58 1/3 innings, only 5 earned runs allowed.
As Paul Molitor said, the numbers speak for themselves. He doesn't do it with a blazing fastball. He's going to top out at about 90 miles per hour, but there's something about his delivery, and here he is being called up from AA, part of the Chattanooga Lookouts Championship Club, the Northern Division of the Southern League.
Yeah, Moya from Venezuela. He had 15 walks, 87 strikeouts in the 58 1/3 innings pitched.
And Hervis Solarte will lead things off in the ninth for the Padres. .92 on the outside corner. Take a lot more of that. Thank you. Vargas juggles it. Moya covers. One away. Nice job.
No, young man, I'm sure very nervous, but just looking at his delivery, I had not seen him pitch before, but boy, he has a couple different movements before he comes set. Brought his leg up a couple times, moves the arm a couple times.
Whatever works, right?
Whatever works.
Will Myers will bat.
Waiting for the sign. Okay, here we go. Step, step.
Missing, ball one.
Watch him here. Step a little closer. See where he has the glove behind him.
Now I'll be curious.
Good change up there.
I'll be curious with all that going on if he does that with men on base, because there are about 4 balks in that move. So my guess is it's a little more quiet with men on base, but they've got to get there first. 1-1 to Myers. Missing down and away, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, pitching's a funny game. I mean, you can do all that what he did right there, but as a hitter, you're waiting for him to come set to release the ball. So Will Meyer has seen a lot of different pitchers out there. Okay, do all that stuff, but now I'm ready to hit.
Missing again, 3-1. Spangenberg's on deck. And he missed. He walked him, and there's a man aboard with 1 out. It's the first base runner that the Padres have had since the 7th inning. They have not had a hit since the 3rd inning.
Right. 4 hits and all singles.
And now Spangenberg will hit.
Now we'll find out what he does in the stretch position. No, they're not going to hold Myers on.
All the movement, and then even with that delivery, I don't know that he paused.
Well, I think it's all one delivery. I mean, Louis Tiant always would, do a lot of that arm coming up, rotating the arm. As long as you come set.
Right, but I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure he did for the. You're the worst guy to ask about that, but.
Watch him here. There. This is all part of getting set. There he's set.
And outside 1-1. Fly ball left center field, chased by Jimenez. He calls for it, makes the catch, out number 2. And the Padres are down to their last out.
If the Twins able to complete this shutout, it would be their 11th shutout of the year.
28,852 the paid tonight. And they've had a lot of fun. Up and away, ball 1.
And I think they do call a balk right there.
Yep.
He did not come set.
Myers will go to second on the balk. Foul back, and it's 1-1. Young man could be forgiven if he's quickening things up a little bit here.
You think?
He woke up in Chattanooga. Now he's in the big leagues.
A good changeup right there. Great location.
It would be a fitting end on this wonderful night for baseball fans here and across Twins territory. This young man finished the ball game with his first big league strikeout.
Ooh.
Got him.
Yep. Good.
And as close to a perfect night as you're going to have at a ballpark.
What a night for the offense for the Twins. Great pitching by Kyle Gibson, and the bullpen
Tom Hanneman, we had a wonderful ball game here in the last homestand with the Twins winning 17-0. And the Twins almost matched that again here tonight.
Dick, 16 candles on the Twins victory cake tonight that included plenty of icing as well. Up next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, we'll discuss the record-breaking power, what Kyle Gibson accomplished tonight. We'll hear from Paul Molitor and preview Game 2 tomorrow night.